is called as the bond pair. Bond pair. This is also a bond pair. These electrons that are not participating in creating a bond, these electrons are called lone pairs because they are not creating a bond. They are just alone by themselves.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Can you guys type because I can't hear you for some reason?
What are those electrons called which do not participate?
Lone pairs. L-O-N-E. Lone pairs.
Ma'am, I can't type so much, ma'am.
Alone pairs. You can say that as alone pairs, Bhavya, that's fine. But the technical term is lone pairs, okay? Yes, Priscilla, go ahead.
Ma'am, like last time I was talking about Vesper, no, ma'am. So in that they were talking about lone pairs also, ma'am, that it bends the molecule a little bit.
Correct. Yes, it does. That is absolutely right.
So there's
in
some
case of
specific
water,
shape.
yes. So in case of water, that is seen. In case of in case of some compounds, it's seen. I can't remember it at the top of my head, but yeah.
So that is called bent molecule.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
So yeah, so you guys have seen what lone pairs are and what bond pairs are. So bond pairs are electrons which are like a pair of electrons which is shared between two atoms, and lone pairs are pairs of electrons that is not shared. For example, lone pairs are present in chlorine, and bond pair is present between carbon and chlorine. Okay. So yes, Priscilla.
This won't bend because it's equal on all sides, right?
So it will not bend, but it has a tetrahedral structure.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, all right. So so it's not going to be perfectly the way that you are seeing over here. So it's not going to be like this. So it's not going to be this 90 degrees, 90 degrees. It's not going to be like this. So
I'll just tell you, I just wrote it down in my notebook, all the structure. I'll just tell which one is this.
Yeah, go ahead. So this is called as carbon tetrachloride. Okay, so tetra means 4. So that is why, because there are 4 chlorines, 1, 2, 3, 4, we call it as carbon
tetrahedral, which has 109.5 degrees between each molecule.
That is right. So this is kind of like pyramid shape. It is not really. So I have drawn it on the board as 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. But actually, this is not the structure. The structure is something like, like this. And this chlorine, you can imagine it's going inside the screen. Okay, so it's kind of like a pyramid. Okay.
Even the top chlorine also, it's like the other side, like parallel.
No, the top chlorine is just straight on top. So the top chlorine is straight on top. The second chlorine is like this. The third chlorine is like this. The fourth chlorine will be something here, like towards me. Does that make sense? So this is called as a tetrahedral structure. No, tetra means 4, Vatsala. Yeah, like tetra packs. Tetra, why are they called tetra packs?
Ma'am, tetra means something. So tetra.
Sorry, Bhavya, say that again.
Ma'am, tetra means 3, right?
No, tetra means 4.
Ma'am, 3.
3 will be tri.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, I have all the prefixes of 1 to 10.
Okay, we'll not go there yet. So if there were 2 or 3 chlorines, what would it be called? Okay, good question. So whenever you have 2 chlorines, it will be dichloride. Whenever you have 3 chlorines, it will be trichloride. 4 chlorines is tetrachloride. Okay, good question. Arna, is it possible to have 5 chlorines? Let us look. So I have a carbon atom. This carbon atom has 4 electrons. Is it possible for me to have 5 chlorines?
No, ma'am, but not carbon, like any atom.
Okay, can you give me an example of any atom which can have 5? So a compound can have 5 chlorines. For example, let us look at another example, all right? So let's say now I have, what I'll do is instead of 1 carbon, I'll bring in 2 carbons. So I'm going to put 1 carbon over here and then 1 carbon over here. So this carbon will have 4 electrons. And then the second carbon will also have 4 electrons. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll bring in a chlorine over here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, chlorine over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's say I bring in a hydrogen over here, and I'll bring in a hydrogen over here. I'll bring a chlorine over here. Actually, I'll just bring a chlorine here as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll just bring in a chlorine here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now what is happening is this is sharing an electron pair, this is sharing an electron pair, this is sharing an electron pair. So this is sharing an electron pair, electron pair, electron pair. And these 2 carbons can also share an electron pair, right? So now this structure will be CC, Cl, 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 Cl. Did everybody understand this? So it is possible to have 6 chlorines, but you need to have 2 carbons for that. Or 5 chlorines, you can also have 5 chlorines and 1 hydrogen instead of a chlorine, but you still need 2 carbons for that. Okay.
Then now we did with 2 carbons, 6 chlorines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we can do like that for 10 carbons also, right?
Yeah, you can do it there. You can do it for hundreds of carbons. How many ever carbons you like.
Then the chemical formula will change.
What do you mean chemical formula will change?
Meaning like this will be counted as one compound, or
Yes.
it will be considered as 2 different.
No, it's considered as 1 compound because there is a bond between those 2 carbons, right?
Then what is 100 carbons with dash? So I don't know how many chlorine called.
What? Say that again. How many?
So like see for this one we have a name, right? So carbon tetrachloride is for 1 carbon and 4 chlorine.
Correct.
So if there are 100 carbons and I don't know how many chlorines, what do you call that?
So good question. 100 also might have some name. Usually 100 is represented as what in this thing? But yeah, it'll have some name. Yeah, century or something like that. Something. I'm not sure, but something like that. But yeah, that will entirely be 1 compound. A chain of 100 carbon atoms will also be 1 compound. Because
So
all
then,
of those carbon atoms will have a bond between them. Yes, Priscilla.
Ma'am, then each one, if one compound has 2, one other has 3, but same it's with carbon and chlorine, so it's complete new thing, new compound.
I did not understand.
And so see, like we did the other one which has 6 chlorines and 2 carbons, right?
Yes.
So this will have entirely new properties than carbon tetrachloride.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's unique.
Yeah, it's different from carbon tetrachloride. I mean, the properties might still be the same, not much different, but it is a different compound altogether for sure.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so Unmana ma'am, can you repeat? I did not get. All right, sure. So what I'm doing is, let me start over. What I'm doing is I have a carbon atom. Okay, carbon atom. Previously, I just took 1 carbon atom. Now I'm going to take 2 carbon atoms and I'm going to share one of the electrons of these 2 carbons with each other. Okay. So now how many electrons does the first carbon have after sharing? 5 electrons. Second carbon also has 5 electrons after sharing. 2, Okay, so after sharing, both of them have 5 electrons. Now I can bring in either hydrogen or chlorine, whatever you want. So I'm just, for now, I'm just going to bring in, let's say hydrogen, because I don't want to draw so many dots. So I'll just put hydrogen, and I'll put hydrogen over here, hydrogen over here, hydrogen over here, hydrogen over here, and hydrogen over here. So now all the carbons have 8 electrons and all the hydrogens have 2 electrons, right? So this structure can be written as, and this is called ethane. It can be written as C2H6. Remember we did with chlorine previously. That would have, so that was chlorine, 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 chlorine. That will be C2Cl6. Sorry. So this will be 1, 2. Okay.
Can't
So
we write dicarbide hexachloride?
yeah, you can write that. But here's the thing. So whenever you write carbon compounds, there's a naming procedure. Okay, so I will tell you about the naming procedure later on. But right now, I'm actually not even sure if this it is definitely hexachloride because there are 6 chlorines. If you have 5 chlorines, it will be pentachloride. But in terms of the actual IUPAC, so there is a particular naming. There are rules to name these compounds, carbon compounds. For naming carbon compounds, there's a particular set of rules. Okay, so yes. Any questions?
I think I already learned it.
Yeah, so it's actually really fun. It's one of my favorite topics in chemistry.
But I feel somewhere like some exceptions are there, and I feel those are funny. Like they keep rules, and there are some exceptions. Like
yeah,
they
but
keep rules, and Prime Minister can break the rules, something like that.
yes, that is because some of the compounds, like some of the things like carboxylic acids, are more powerful than alcohols, and things like that. So they take priority versus some other things. So we'll learn about all this later on, but it is extremely fun. You will learn this probably in 9th class, not right now. But yeah, it's one of my.
Can you teach us, ma'am?
I cannot, I'm sorry, because like it's not a part of your syllabus, but I'm going to cover the basics somewhat today. So you guys will realize that it's actually really, really fun. All right, ma'am, if in exam it is asked to explain the structure, do we need to draw the structure? You might have to draw the structure, Karthik. Yes, you will have to. Like if they ask you to, explain covalent bond, and they ask you to explain covalent bond by drawing a structure, then yeah, you will have to draw the structure. Ma'am, if we are given a structure in Lewis dot and we have to name it like C2H6, then we can do it by counting the number of, yes, absolutely. Number of carbon and hydrogen electrons, but which to write first? Yes, you always have to write carbon first and then hydrogen. Okay, carbon always comes first. Okay. In other cases, you will be able to tell. Like for example, if I want to write water, water is H2O, so just write H2O. But you will get examples that you already know of. Because it is the central component. Okay, so in case of water, is oxygen the central component?
What?
Yes. Water, in water, what is the central component? What is the central element?
And hydrogen.
Is that the central element in water?
I don't know. I think it's oxygen because it's the one which takes the
Because the oxygen needs electrons.
it holds both the hydrogens. If it's not there, we can't. It doesn't exist.
Right, exactly. So it's not because of the central component, it is just because that carbon compounds, meaning that you're giving carbon priority. That's all.
Because they are the ones which help in the sharing. If it's not there, it's like nothing.
Oh, but then in that case, if oxygen is not there, then there's nothing, right? Like in